Hi, everybody. Today I am here to help you imagine your story with the Plumb Library in Rochester. So, Imagine Your Story is the theme for the super awesome reading program this year. And you have a special art kit from the art lab, and I'm going to show you what you have in your kit. And then we are going to make a story wall hanging that can tell your story. We're going to use these art materials to tell a story. So inside your kit, you have one of these dowel rods, a stick. If you wanted to make more than one of these, you could find a stick from outside to use. That would be just fine. You also have a few different kinds of yarn. You have some ribbon. Yours might be different color than this ribbon. You have a couple of pipe cleaners in here. Here's the other one. A bag of really cool, shiny, awesome, all different beads. These little tubes, which can also be beads. In fact, anything with a hole right through the middle like that could be a bead. You could find your own beads around your house. You've got some buttons right here. And this is a cool little heart charm. See, there's a little hole right through there, so you can add that into your wall hanging. I've got some wire here, and we are going to use all of these special materials to create our own story with art materials. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, I've got my stick, I've got some of my yarn. Now, let's see, if you are not able to tie a knot by yourself, you could always ask a grown-up, or maybe you could get some help from an older sister or brother, somebody in your house who could help you. So I'm starting off my art creation by wrapping my stick in a little bit of this yarn. And I'm just going to tie it at the end like that. Okay? Now, let's see. I think I'm going to use some of my beads next. I put my beads in this little container right here. I'm just going to move my screen down here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Now I've got a piece of my wire. When you take your wire out of your box, it's going to be wound up like this. Okay, so you're just going to want to unwind it. If it gets a little twisted, no big deal. It's all part of your art making. And just like I did with my yarn, I'm going to wrap part of this around my stick. But I'm just going to wrap part of this around so it kind of holds on right there. And then I've got this long piece of wire hanging down from my stick here. Now I can add some of my beads right here. Got a star bead. And I like these beads that I got from Miss Lisa at the Plumb Library because there's so many different ones in here. So I'm going to add some of those beads to my wire. And you might want just a few beads. You might want a lot of beads. It's totally up to you. I'm going to add a few more on here. And let's see, let's take a neon green one. Oh, I got to get this nice gold one in here. All right, so when I'm done, let's see where I put my scissors. Yes. So this piece of wire is a little bit long. So I'm going to cut it. I'm just going to give it a little trim. And then I can just take the end of my wire and I'm just going to wrap it up and around one of my beads. So it makes like a little lasso around the bead. That way my beads won't fall off. And then I can just tuck the sharp end of that wire right inside there. All right, so let me just show you what this is kind of looking like right here. Now these materials can tell any story that you want them to tell. I wonder what story this is starting to tell for you. You have more wire in your art kit, so you could make several lines of beads. You could also use some ribbon on here. Let's tie some ribbon on here. And, all right, just gonna tie that on. And remember, if you need help tying, this is a great project to do with a grown-up. All right, so I also have pipe cleaners in here. These are also really good for attaching beads. And they're really easy to just wind right around the top of my stick. And then I can add some beads right on there. All right, I've got lots of nice stars on there. And then I can just do kind of the same thing with my pipe cleaner. I'm just going to tuck the tail of my pipe cleaner right up into my beads so it holds on like that. And I'm going to use one piece. Let me just turn this screen down again for you. I'm going to use one piece of my yarn to create a hanging device because I want to be able to hang this somewhere in my room, somewhere special, so I can be reminded of my special story that I imagined with my art materials. All right, so this is what I have so far. You can see how I tied the ends of my yarn right onto the ends of those sticks. So now I have a nice way to hang this. And I think you could probably add a lot more beads and some of your special materials to this and really create something amazing. Mine is a little smaller because I know you want to get started with your making, with your storytelling right now. So have a great time creating and making, and I hope to see what you guys all make soon. Happy summer. Happy reading.